Be smarter. This is the Amazon parking lot with the Walk International Buffet, Coca-Cola, sponsored by Coca-Cola. And also the as you can see, the experiencing the Amazon Microsoft components, Microsoft software and components, but they have Amazon customer service, which increments that they have is, which is next to Andy Miller's office, which is 712 Okanagan Place in the parking lot. Ask Amazon customer service with the Andy Miller at Gilbert, Washington, which is the murder case, the preliminary murder case for the statute of limitations and services that sent 20 to life in this whole entire parking lot. Officers that are inside jury duty, Andy Miller's office, and we hit the alarm system, and they ran in the parking lot and left vehicles. Amazon service representative service, they're on the laptop information. The laptop that's in Andy Miller's office, we located the information here. We located the information here in the parking lot. And in the parking lot, since he ran out of the building into the back of the sheriff's office, into the judge's chambers, upstairs, downstairs, and he went to this parking lot, into G parking lot. And you know there's a path to the Andy Miller's office, prosecutor's office, 712 Okanagan Place, through the fence line, in the fence line here. Good. And then he ran all the way into the parking lot, and they took him and arrested him. And then they shot the individual guy downtown. They shot him at the homeless shelter in Pasco, Eastside Pasco, and shot him in the Public Society because he went in our mailbox and said he was Felix Barela. And he wasn't Felix Barela with the corporate information. And Mr. Bill Gates and the foundation, he walked out on Microsoft because the increments to the murder cases and stipulation reports for the first name and last name of Bill Gates' address and his phone contact number, and Mr. Donald Trump's contact number, which is Thomson Reuters Administration IT Technicians. And this is number G, number B, B, and number 0, and P. And this is a Toyota dealership. So apparently this guy had a credit card, he had a false information, and he represented counsel for the Washington Bar Association, IT technician representatives and services. And they went into the parking lot and went in the back of the death certificate, human resources, which we talked to on YouTube. And they went through the back entrance, upstairs through the roof, into the maintenance room, all the way to Y, and all the way to G. And the information they had. And he doesn't even own it, his first and his last name, and they shot him in Pasco, Washington. And his corporate driver's certificate and driver's license abstract record didn't even belong to him. And they're walking the streets of Kenoka, Richland, Pasco, and they're homeless police officers and representative council members that work at the college campus in Moses Lake and also CBC. They come to University of Washington State in Richland, and also representatives and council members. They got the information because they come on YouTube, Facebook, and also the churches, Catholic churches and cathedral churches, and also the Mormon churches. And they have 5 to 13 children and siblings, and portraying and writing credit card systems download. As you can see, this G, B, and all the way to the Toyota company, and the back entrance pathway into the back where they run, because you're going to leave the vehicle there and wait and pick it up and down the road. Get on the bus and get on the of course a bicycle, and then pick it up his vehicle down the road. See, that's how they work around here. Since they took the driver's license and social security number, and like stealing $7,000, they're going to just walk off just like Bill Gates did, because he's nothing but a dropout Mr. J. Mueller Administration and UBI number Mueller Spring, Amy Mueller Administration, Highlands Middle School representative, BYU Presidential and Vice Presidents, President Hinckley and Taylor Administration on download system on the Hill. And the Hill Administration Office, they pretty much have everything pretty downloaded. And Mr. Donald Trump is right. These services, we have of course, the post office in Ephrata here in Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, and also the services in Spokane, and also the primary election campaign. And this is Andy Miller at CO Benton, Washington, U.S., of course. The services and the increments they got. And this goes straight to the parking lot, actually. Into Andy Miller's parking lot. It's real footage, real document footage. It gets better than that. We're upstairs in Andy Miller's office. You have these guys on a crosswalk here in Othello, Washington. Eric Dielson's property, which is Eric Dielson, or Jay Felice, the attorney law firm. And the attorney law firm, Mr. Brandon West, Public Counsel Services. See, he didn't refer on call. Nobody picked up the phone. Nobody picked up the Washington Bar Association phone and made conversations or anybody with their clients. And I was attacked and on the sidewalk in Othello, Washington on 1st Street. Mr. Olson's property. And there's cameras and body cams and what have you. This is Human Resources here in Kennewick, which is the peak of the death toll of 1 million, 2 million. With that discrepancy for the 50 state increments. And Human Resources have the parking lot. As you can see, they walk out the back entranceway connecting to Andy Miller's office, which is, and then they have this outfit, hard-working contract serving, breaking the ground and moving the foundation and rebar. And retaining walls, which concrete will have to cure that duration period of time, but Andy Miller at CO Benton is online. So is the Human Resources, which is incorporate with COVID-19. And also the post office primary election, as you can see, the boxers are still there. Tracy Herald, United States Postal Service, and their service. This is Benton County, the Benton County emblem. And it says the Department of Human Resources. And also the Ben Franklin Health District closed to the public. And the WIC clients, vital records, on-site sewage, food safety, and water clients. And the Benton County closed. Please stay your car and call 509-460-4566. Visit www.bfhd.wa.gov. Order to birth certificate online. 509-460-4204. www.bfhd.wa.gov to apply for sewer permits. 509-460-4205. www.bfd to apply food services permits. 509-460-4205. Samples, water clients. Sample continue except to drop off the rear and Kennewick's facility. Sample bottles are picked up at the rear. Access area, vehicle gate at west. For questions, 509-460-4206. Now the Ben Franklin, the Benton County Justice Department, Ben Franklin, 2007-2008 Board of County Commissioners, Leo Bowen, Matt Spence, District Clotter Oliver, District 1-2, County Administrator David Sparks, Deputy County Administrator Lorette Smith Kelty, Felicity Roy T. Rogers, Facility Manager, District Health Officer Larry D. Detchy, MD, MPH. And the, as you can see, the SID notice is March 23rd, 2020, the Department of Human Resources closed the Public Department of Human Resources. April 13th, 2020. Human Resources will reopen Monday, April 13, 2020. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you may call 737-3946. We'll go to the coroner's office against Mr. Andy Miller, and also the coroner's office, and Mr. Frank Musco, J. Miller, Amy Miller, Miller Administration, Miller Family, Administration of Miller Springham, Greenlee Memorial, Pasco on Court Street, Greenlee Memorial in Chapel Falls, which is Kennewick Avenue, and the coroner's office, which is right here. And we use the coroner's office. They got the coroner's van and the service van, which is Frank Musco, J. Miller Administration. Since I'm not indigent in any way, shape, or form, I have all this information, Mr. Andy Miller's signature, Donald Trump's signature, and also J. Mueller's signature, and also Donald Trump write me a checks out to me and the amounts for the Boston Pizza in Spokane. License plate 95702C. Department of Motor Vehicles, the DOL, has much more to facilitate for the coroner's office and partake all this information. Since I don't steal from people, and officers like stealing 7,000 and then jumping and making their way on the sidewalk, making their publicity of stealing things from Felix Barela. I'm in Andy Miller's office. Broken laptop and Samsung 7, 8, 9, 10, and much more to come. And the People bus just drops me off over at the City Hall, or at the front of the mayor's house in Othello. And they're carrying all these all the groceries into the City Hall, in the Othello City Hall here in Kennewick. We'll find them eventually. You know, they jump in the cars and run off and put their body cams and make things up, since you got every right to protect yourself from retrieving the body cam, so they can make something up as an RCW JSW or convict you of a charge for walking across to another private-owned property, Eric D. Olson's, or Mueller Administration or Coroner's office, or into Andy Miller's office, the Washington State Bar Association, which is the prosecutor of Washington State. See, they have cameras everywhere, but they're discretionary of them grabbing the film and using it as countermeasures for indictments or false information or false testimony. And their way discretion of threats or bodily harm. And the Samsung 7 is exploded on all clients at Verizon. And hope they get the bottom of it. Hope they find out Amir Singh Nijjar, Cimaron 5IC's parking lot in the White Tundra in the parking lot where that foundation's at, which is footage camera. And he's a billionaire. He's a president of India and also father and children, siblings of the president of India. Now Mayor Singh Nijjar and Mumun Ganja and the Bach Donald Trump. That's all the information. In 2001-2003, Board of County Commission, Leon District, Matcham District, Claudia Olive District 3, 1, 2, 3, Dennis Yule, Matheson, Van Schooner, Carol Brune, Eugene F. Pratt. Many tours of Vietnam, Judge Hollenbeck and Judge Robert Ingleson, Larry Taylor Sheriff, Eddie Miller Prosecutor, Katie Staples Clerk, architects as well.
got that aerosol thing in there?
It's a shaving cream.
No, you got that aerosol thing in there.
Yeah, shaving cream. It's
Oh,
all
that's
that.
right. Come on over here, we'll get you one. Okay, turn around for me.